Welcome to jobskillshare.org. This video is a very important video for you to understand when you're taking this course right now. In this course, why are you taking this course and why did we make this decision of combining certain known certification with our own training, because it has to make sense for you to spend that kind of time. So why did we choose Network Plus in the learning path for transition period? For example, right now, I'm sure you came to the platform, you go to the dashboard and you clicked on the learning path, and I assume that you have finished the first path, which is the IT support technician path, and in this you learn all of these basic skills. And if you have not done that, then I assume that you already have a job and you are already an experienced professional in your level 1 type of learning. So if you're not that, make sure you go back to this learning path and click on the self-paced program, so then you can understand what we are talking today, which is basically a transition period for a help desk. For anyone that is been into level 1 type of position and they want to now move up to more of networking NOC level, network administration, network engineer, level 1, entry level, junior level, you name it. So this is kind of like why did we choose Network Plus and why didn't we go for Ccna type of certification? So this is the video about that, because you are going to spend quite a good amount of time in this type of learning, so it's worth it to listen to this whole video. And this is all talk video, but again, it's very much kind of like the foundation of how you're going to approach this whole learning path and this whole program. As you can see, it's covering basic networking. It's going to start from a very basic, and it's going to start peeling the network, meaning it's going to start going inside the network and finding out more about network in basically in general. So the question is, why did we choose Network Plus as a first course? So when you click on the self-paced course, it's going to take you to the first course, which is the Network Plus course, and that's the 007 and 10007. And in that, we are adding 2 resources that you're going to need to basically start with. As you can see, we have a partner portal, which is basically a course which is more theoretical course. A trainer have already done that, and then they show you demos. So when you talk about TCP/IP, the person will go into very much detail and explain every single thing in very detailed in theoretical way, so you get the whole idea, and that's very important when it comes to networking. Now, back in our previous pathway, which is our first pathway, was really much kind of like, okay, if we can do it this way, we can do it that way. If you can do it that way, we can do it free product or something like that. So we had many examples to show you what we mean by real world skills. But here, this is your core. This is now you're trying to become that more advanced engineer. So you cannot go left and right too much in this area. Yes, you can go with a different type of videos. You can go online. If you didn't understand the TCP/IP lectures from these videos, which you have paid for, maybe just go online, maybe find a good video on YouTube and try to break it down for yourself, and then basically you will jump into the later modules. As you can see, when you click on this, of course, this is explained in this video. Make sure you come and watch this video. It will take you to this course, which is a full Network Plus course. And in here you can see introduction to network, and it goes to more of like working with TCP/IP. And this is where we tell people that you need to finish this before you move on to the more practical side of this course. Now, the practical side is, if you come over here, the module A is kind of like the videos of practice labs. So you're going to come over here and you're going to basically go into the Network Plus course right here, and then you will basically do this practically hands-on. You're going to watch it, you're going to concentrate, and that is exactly where you're going to be fighting a little bit battle with yourself if you're new to IT. This is something that a lot of newbies kind of get annoyed, or they lose their patience. Now, this is a position that you can't do that. You have to spend some time. You have to open documentation. You have to go with these documentation and properly understand things and properly do things if you really want to be successful in this type of careers, because this is all about patience. This is all about working with people, managers, directors. It's always about working in a project, working with other people. And because you're working now on a more advanced systems, these systems usually don't go down that way. You don't just have the ability to just shut down and take an image or redeploy, things like that. Yes, you do it sometimes, but most likely you're working on a production systems that are expensive, that are running people's businesses, and this is where you get a little bit of that little shock in this area that, in the help desk I used to do things very quickly. Here you don't have that ability, and you are usually the people that they will assign a ticket to you. So you don't have too much gap where you can send tickets left and right. You may be asked, why can't you resolve this at some point, because you are the engineer. So why did we pick Necro Plus versus CCNA? So let's talk about that. The reason for that is that Necro Plus is a vendor neutral. Like it's not specifically designed for any vendor specific products. Like Cisco is a Cisco products. Microsoft has Microsoft products. So CompTIA and Network Plus is kind of like they don't have that. They have Microsoft, they have this, they have security, everything is combined. They kind of thought about this whole thing and combine the technologies, which is important. And on top of that, because if they miss something, like we think that they're missing something in their certifications, on top of that, we add our skills, like our real world skills. So this combination is way more effective than just we going for a CCNA network level certification. And if you were to ask me, I want to become a Cisco engineer, I want to work on switches and routers and stuff like that, then it makes sense to go into the CCNA. And then this will be more like this course which we are building right now. It's very much detailed about Cisco stuff. They're going to teach you something basics about networking and IP and everything, very much detail. But again, they're going to be soon jumping into their products, and that will become a problem if you started to look for titles like, let's say, network engineer. And in this network engineer position, yes, they may be very much focused on switches and everything, but they're also requiring, like, if you have Network Plus, great, we like that. But most of the other things like monitoring, they may be having server requirements, some other requirements, so that may lead you to not know things if you just go for CCNA. So for example, this one, computer and network technician. Now this is not just specifically about network, you mean like Cisco's engineer position. This is a network technician who is a little bit probably higher than a help desk, as you can see, requires more experience too. And here they're even saying A plus is good. Even a Cisco certification, if you have, that's good. They will accept that because Cisco is considered a little bit higher certification. But here you go, you got all these other requirements like Microsoft servers now, and some other operating system hardware requirements, troubleshooting requirements. Let's go to another one, network engineer, network technician. And here you go, you got another one that basically is talking about multiple different things. Canada will support and maintain our client network environment, travel, installing, diagnosing, repairing, maintaining, upgrading network hardware. And this really depends on like where you need to focus on. So if it's about Cisco, they're going to put a lot about Cisco. So here's another example, network infrastructure technician. And then you will see a lot about Cisco and stuff like that. But if you come all the way to the bottom, then they also have something like project management experience is a plus, network fundamentals are plus, PC laptops are plus, stuff like that is going to be also pretty much you're going to be looking at. The phone systems are there, some other stuff are there. And if you come over here, another IT network support specialist, and here you go, you got a LAN, WAN, VPN, firewalls, Active Directory. There you go, Active Directory just popped in there. And then of course you have these other technologies that they're putting out there for monitoring, maintaining servers, all of that stuff. So the whole idea about this is you need a training that's well thought of. So it's already, we know the Network Plus has been there for a long time, but it misses a lot of things, right? It misses a lot of different things that we want to focus on. And that's where your practice lab access like this on the bottom of these videos makes a huge difference, because now you have done the theoretical course, you went through this course, and you may get a little boring, but when you get to the practice labs, that's where you apply those theory and even learning from these videos. And with our real world skills, this becomes a very powerful course. And that's why we call it a transition to any type of positions that you're looking for. So for example, that's why we are saying Network Plus, Server Plus, and then it's going to be Security Plus with this too. So you may not be able to finish all these three, but maybe finish Network Plus, and then you can go to in these advanced positions later on, which is going to be very, very powerful. To summarize this video, we have decided to pick Network Plus for a reason, because it gives an ability to people who are in help desk to pick any type of advanced IT career after they learn about networking in general. This means that they're not specifically learning about Cisco only. They're learning about servers, they're learning about DHCP, DNS, all that kind of stuff. And then they're also learning about some of the Cisco level routing and switching at the very basic level. So then they can understand networking at the higher level and also do some practice. But that will give them a really nice idea that do they want to go into specifically about networking, because that is a very big career, and they may decide not to go in there, but they will still have a networking knowledge to go for other careers like systems administration, security. Now for those type of positions, you don't need to have Cisco level of networking, you just need to know the basic level of networking. And that is what we're doing in this to make it easy for people to transition without giving up. Now if the people love Cisco and they want to get into networking and they do not agree with this learning path, of course you don't have to follow the learning path that we have created. This is just that we are telling people that our learning path has been tested. We know our people, we have researched it a little bit. People usually give up, but let's say you are not that type of people. You want to go for Cisco and that is something you want to start. So don't wait for these learning path. You can straight go to Practice Lab and click on this course and get started. We have also started a course on the same Practice Lab inside our platform. Search for it and you will find out that we have a course almost 40% developed. So you can go into this and directly start learning about Cisco. You are independent on your own research in our platform. We just are there to help you add our own skills to these courses, these practice labs, and these resources to make it a very powerful and a very much hands-on approach towards your IT career. If you have any questions, please let us know. I will gladly help you out with any career-related questions. Thank you so much and good luck.